grandparents of mine happened to be two of the slaves that were on that plantation, and they stayed there until they died. One died in 1920, the man, Basil. Lizzie died in 1926, same year I was born, 86 years ago. Okay, I'm telling you that because I have to go back to find out where I came from. So now I'm a sixth generation descendant of slaves in Prince George's County. We had slaves in Prince George's County, and they raised tobacco, crops, and also helped to train race horses. The plantation is still there. About 2 weeks ago, we just buried the grandson of the governor, and I went to his funeral. He and I had a talking, running relationship. He's 90 years old. Now, my parents were, my grandmother was my grandmother was the granddaughter of these slaves. My mother was the uh, great, great granddaughter. I'm great. This is my mother, Marion Queen Stanley Queen, and they also lived in that area of Collington, Bowie, and left that area to come to Washington, D.C. and Maryland after the Civil War, when people had to start to find jobs. And that is how North Brentwood came to be, and that's why I'm going back giving you all this history, so you can see North Brentwood, how they happened to get there. North Brentwood was named after a lady named Margaret Brent. And Margaret Brent, I'm going to pass these around so you all get this about. Pass them all around. I try to get things in hand that you can see. This is Basil and Lizzie Wood, my great-great-grandparents. Those are my parents and their witnesses when they were married. Notice how they were dressed. By the way, look at that dress, quite different. Now, Margaret Brent came from England. Her father had a lot of land, and she was the one of two girls in a family of 13. But she was very independent way back when. And the reason why I like to talk about Margaret Brent is because Margaret was a lawyer, and she was very forceful. She never got married, but she had a lot of land, and she helped Lord Calvert and Lord Baltimore do a lot of their business. So they had a big estate over in northeast Washington called the Brent Estate, and eventually people bought land from her, and they started other areas. Now there was a young man named Captain, wasn't so young when he started with us, but Captain Bartlett was a captain in the Civil War. He came from Texas, and he was in charge of a lot of black troops during the Civil War. After the war, he came to this area, purchased some land from the Brents, and that became known as Brentwood. There were two sections, one for white and one for blacks. Why was that?
Because racism.
That's right, because of racism. And I'm going to be mentioning that. You don't ever need to forget it. It's an institutionalized crime. Because we have come a long way from slavery. I'm very proud today. I just got an invitation from my daughter yesterday. I have a grandson who is now the 8th generation of Basil and Lizzie Wood, who were slaves. And he's going to be getting a degree from Penn State on the 22nd of December, 3 weeks from now, in electrical engineering and music therapy. And that wasn't possible when my grandparents were coming along. It was not possible when I came along. When I came along in 1946, I got a degree from Bowie State University. You could only go to black colleges. I lived 3 miles from the University of Maryland, but I was not allowed to go there. So let's move on. I'm talking fast because we have a short amount of time, but a lot of things I'm telling you, you can go to the internet. All of you who has cell phones, iPhones, all that stuff, right? A lot of the information I'm giving you today, you can go plug it in to the internet and get that information. A lot of the information. All about the Brent estate, all of that is on the internet. All the information about the Bowies on the internet. You will have a wealth of information. We used to have to go to the library and comb through those books for hours. You don't have to do that. See how lucky you are. A lot of information at your fingertips. Just make use of it. Now, let's get on to North Brentwood, the story about Bartlett and the lots he developed in the 2 sections of Brentwood. The lots in the south were called Brentwood, and the the other lots were called North Brentwood. Now, Brentwood was incorporated a couple of years, I think 1922, 2 years before North Brentwood. North Brentwood had a civic association, all dirt roads, no street lights, no plumbing, real rural. But they got their incorporation in 1924. And the first houses were built by a man named Peter Randall. Keep the name Randall, you'll hear it a lot. Peter Randall came from down in that same area of across from Louis in Anne Arundel County. And a lot of the people after the Civil War didn't have any jobs on it. After once they got rid of slavery, there were no jobs for them. They had to go to different sections looking for jobs. So the Randalls settled in North Brentwood. And this is Peter Randall's house. This is the first house that was built in the town of North Brentwood. It is the oldest surviving house in that town. And I understand you're going to be writing a play about North Brentwood. And I hope some of the things you see or hear here today will help you to tell your story. And remember, you can go to the internet. We have books that you have access to. I can talk to you, answer questions when I can. We have other resources that you can go to help you with your